and welcome to Movement with Laurelle, hosted by Wild Wandering Creations. I'm Laurelle and I will be leading you through your practice today. Today we're getting nice and cozy. This is a yoga practice for sleep. To help you sleep, it's a perfect practice to do right before you go to bed and you feel like you need to get some energy out, or you just need to practice stillness before you settle into your bed. So hop into some comfortable clothes. You can be in sweats, you can be in yoga clothes, you can even be in your pajamas ready to go so that you can jump from the mat right into your bed. I recommend having a pillow. I'm just using a pillow from my bed because we want to make this practice cozy and comfortable. So grab your props and I'll meet you on the mat. So to start off, you can move that one prop off to the side. You won't need it quite yet. Just make sure that it's nice and close. And we're gonna actually start on our bellies today. So you're gonna start to extend the legs out nice and long. And you're gonna stack the hands on top of each other, elbows out towards the side. And you're just gonna start to take the feet a little bit wider. Let the forehead rest on the back of the hand. And you're just gonna start to find a little shift in the hips from side to side. Start to just settle and seeing if you can relax your body. Relax the hips. Relax the top of the feet. And relax through the legs. You can immediately find stillness where you can still start to maybe shift those hips a little on side to side. Whatever feels good for you. And then you're going to start to settle. Maybe offering yourself a few deep breaths. And I invite you today to explore the mind. So notice what's coming up, what's present. Maybe try not to latch on to anything that's present, but just simply becoming aware and observing. And I often like to allow myself moments before sleep to really explore what's on my mind so that it doesn't occupy me when I finally do wish to sleep. So if we give ourselves that space to explore, notice, and become aware, just maybe when we start to settle in our bed and we're ready to go to sleep, we can find it much faster. And before we start our practice, I'd like to acknowledge that yoga is an ancient Eastern practice, most notably from India. Thanking our South Asian ancestors who cultivated this practice for us to be able to partake in. Sink a little deeper. And then start to lift the head away from the hands. Start to take those hands nice and wide, let them spill off the mat. 10 through the fingertips, inhale, find wide arm cobra. Exhale to release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower back down. One more lift up. And lower. Hands slide underneath the shoulders, tuck through those toes. You're just going to start to pull those knees nice and wide. Big toes touch, shift it back, child's pose, let the head get heavy. Let the arms get heavy and start to surrender into your space. Seat hugs towards the heels. Spread through the fingertips. Notice where you're holding. Notice where there's tension. Draw some awareness there. Breathe space into these areas and see if you can relax a little more. Start to slowly press into the hands. Rise up into a tabletop position. Knees are underneath the hips. Press to the tops of the feet. You're going to walk the hands forward. Start to keep the hips lifted here and start to sink into the earth. Forehead comes down, coming into puppy pose. Maybe the forearms release towards the earth. Find your breath here. We're breathing for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Start to press into the hands. Walk them in just a little bit. Maybe pull those knees just a tiny bit wider. And that right hand is going to come to the center as you lift the left arm up. Slide that left hand underneath the right arm. Left shoulder down, left ear down. Extend the right arm towards the top. Finding stillness, but also remaining aware. What thoughts are occupying your mind? Are there any stresses or worries? Can you find a way to tend to them, nurture them? And can you slowly find your way to a feeling of content? Right hand comes down, left arm reaches up. Open up. And gently release. Left hand replaces the right arm up. And then the right arm comes all the way underneath, right shoulder down, right ear down. Extend the left arm towards the top. Sink into the side and notice how this side might feel a little different. Maybe there's similarities there. One more deep breath. And then slowly press that left hand down towards the earth. Right arm reaches up. And then slowly pull it down. And we're going to start to come into an all fours position. So hands come underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and you're going to find a drop through the belly, lift the heart. Round through the spine, press the floor away. Lift up. And round. Shake out that head. Find any movement that feels good. Maybe you shift it around. Let it all go. Last full breath here. Find any movement that feels soothing to the soul. And then finding that nice neutral spine, the knees are going to knock together. You're going to start to sit back on the heels and let the hands rest in the thighs. And we're just going to start to drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Pull the head back and bring the left ear to the left shoulder. Do that a couple of times, let the head fall back. Right ear, right shoulder. Pull it back, left ear, left shoulder. This time drop the head forward. Chin to chest. Move to the right ear. Move to the left. A couple times. The next time that right ear starts to come towards the right shoulder, pull it all the way back and find a nice big circle. Switch the direction. And then slowly start to pull the head back through center. Stack the head on top of the shoulders. And then we'll slowly start to shift our feet to one side. You're going to find your seat and you're going to start to extend the right leg nice and long. Make sure that that prop is close by, you're going to need it. So start to extend the right leg, left foot comes to the inside, And you're just going to start to reach for the big toe with your 2 peace fingers. If it doesn't quite reach, that right arm can just start to fall to the inside of the right leg. And then you're just going to reach the left arm overhead. Really root into the seat here. Open up through the spine. Gaze can be down or up. And then start to slowly angle your body toward that extended leg. Fold forward, either grabbing the feet or releasing the hands on either side of the leg. Try to keep the spine nice and long, so only going as far as the spine allows. One more full breath here. And then slowly come back up. Let's switch sides. Extend the left leg. Right foot comes in. Flex through the toes as you reach for the big toe. Maybe letting that arm just fall to the inside. And then the right arm extends overhead. Open up through the chest. Find your breath here. And then start to fold over that extended leg. Maybe the hands find the foot. Maybe the hands fall on either side of that leg. One more deep breath. And then you start to rise up. And you're going to start to take the soles of the feet together. Coming into a cobbler pose, and the hands can find the ankles here, so just find a little gentle release in the knees, and the feet can be as close to the body or as far away as it feels good for you. And then we'll start to settle, maybe just giving the hips a little shift from side to side. And then this is where we're going to grab our pillow, and we're just going to place it in front of us, and sometimes I like to fold it so there's a little bit more space, and then I'm just going to fold over that support. Let the head hang heavy, let the knees fall out to the side. Curl inward, breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly roll out of this shape. And you're just going to place that pillow at the top of your mat. This is where your head's going to go. And then we're going to just slowly start to find our way onto our backs, any way that feels good for you. You're going to let your head make contact with that pillow, with that support if you have it. And then the knees are going to start to hug in towards the chest. Give yourself a gentle squeeze. Little rock from side to side. And then the hands are going to find each knee. You're going to start to pull the knees out nice and wide. Start to find the nice big circles. Moving in one direction, and then we'll switch the direction. And then you can let the soles of the feet come down. You can either cactus through the arms or find a nice T shape. You're going to start to shift the hips towards the right and let the knees fall towards the left for a supine twist. Gaze can stay towards the sky, or you can bring it away from the knees towards the right. And slowly pull the legs back through center. Shift the hips towards the left. Knees towards the right. Gaze falls away from the knees towards the left side. Settle into it. Maybe the mind is starting to get a little quieter. Maybe the world around you softens. Maybe you're able to feel content. Find some moments of peace and quiet. Start to take the knees back up through center. Shift the hips towards the center of the mat. I'm going to start to extend the legs out nice and long. Start to reach the arms overhead. And walk the legs over towards the left. Maybe that right leg hooks over top of the left. And then you're going to move the upper body so you're making a little bit of a curve in the spine here. And then you're going to slowly take the upper body back up through center. Unravel the legs, walk them towards the right. Maybe that left foot comes over top of the right. And you're going to pull the upper body towards that right side, finding that little twist, a little curve in the spine. And then we'll slowly come back through center. Unravel the upper body first and then the lower body. And then allow the arms to slowly start to fall alongside the body. Legs start to fall away from each other. And we're going to come into our final shape of Shavasana. So I invite you here to really settle. So make any final adjustments, any micro movements before you allow yourself to find stillness. And I want you to notice, and when we're noticing, we're not going to be judging or criticizing. But I just want you to notice if there's any areas in the body where you still feel tightness or tension. Maybe in the mind, maybe in the heart. And I want you to see if you can just gently ease that tension. Maybe it doesn't completely fall away, but maybe you can just start to feel a little bit of a softening. Maybe it doesn't even completely ease in this moment, but it's on its way to easing. It's on its way to softening and releasing. Seeing if you can soften the muscles in the face. Release tension in the jaw and the hips. Breathe some space to the fingers and the toes. Let the belly soften. And allow yourself this short moment to pause and breathe in stillness. I'm going to give you a moment away from my voice. Know that I'm holding stillness with you. And I'll pull you out of the shape when the time is right. Start to pull your awareness back into your space. Know that you can stay here as long as it feels good. You can just pause or stop the video here. You want to pull your awareness a little further back. Start to place one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Take a nice big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in and out. One more. Release. And with gratitude for our practice, with gratitude for our community, thank you for holding space with me today.